What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about NIO. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down, what's giving it a nice boost higher alongside what shorts are doing. Before we get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So starting off, NIO is up 2.82%, 432 the low, 455 the high. So it did have a very nice boost higher alongside many of the other Chinese stocks. So I'm going to go over what really came out to kind of push them higher, but you're seeing a lot of volume. So 45.9 million shares being traded, 43.9 is the average. So even pre-market, for the most part, the top 20 most heavily traded stocks, most of them were Chinese stocks. So I think in general, this data point that came out first thing at 3 a.m., that was what really prompted all of that. So loans. And so essentially, based on the forecast, it's came in just over 5x from the forecast. So that is very, very good information, and kind of signals as well that there's a little bit of a boost going on within the Chinese economy. So that is absolutely amazing information. At the same time, you're having a good unique circumstance. So Monday, the market is closed. So whenever you have a long weekend, shorts typically do return because they don't want to hold any of their positions. One extra day, get charged for just doing nothing. So they, most of the time from what I've seen, they do like to return, and then obviously come Monday or sorry, I guess on Tuesday, they just buy it back. But with this data point, a lot of Chinese stocks are having a substantial amount of shorts return. So as of right now, 3.23 million shares overall are being shorted. 11.47% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 153.21 million shares overall are being shorted. So when it comes down to it, this is pretty good information. And again, stemming from this data point, I think this should give a good base for NIO to really move higher. The only thing that came out associated to NIO, because there was no official news, no SEC filings, only thing came out was this. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I know a lot of individuals, including myself, when they've talked on expansion in the past, like, it's good that they have all these expansion plans, but a lot of the places that they wanted to go to don't have the infrastructure. So it says NIO to open first, or UAE's first battery swap station by late February. So this is a good baby step moving in the right direction. Of course, I think you do need a hell of a lot more than one, but again, baby steps, at least getting the base foundation there, and then you can kind of build off of that. So I do like this information. Regardless, though, one thing to take note of is building this infrastructure is going to cost money. So again, just keep that in mind. But moving on from all of that, 4.4 million in calls, 1.52 in puts, 47% of all the options being done today are optimistic in nature, and roughly around 5.9 million in total premiums, 5.5 the day prior, 5.9 the day prior. So somewhat in line for that. Of the call options that are being purchased, you see a consensus for it to be roughly around that $5 range. Bears are anticipating for it to be sub roughly between $4 and $4.50. This one does stand out. So you had roughly around sub $2 anticipated for September 19th, 2025. But with today being Friday, just take note of this. So you have roughly 38,000 at that 450, 12,000 at that 4, 18,000 at that 5. So this is why essentially shorts did, and as well market makers would have a financial interest in bringing it down below 450. So in the next hour, if NIO does start to kind of move towards that 450, you might see some activity coming from shorts, but again, anything is possible. These are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So only one, it is a buy for 102,000. Dark pool, as per usual, very popular. So this is where shorts are kind of returning a lot of their shares. So kind of sketchy when it comes down to that. But with it right now at 439, it is trading between this R1 and the pivot. So 443 is going to be the next strong target / resistance, followed by 452. Flip side, 428, and then 413 is going to be the next strong kind of support levels that you really want to watch for it to hold. Aside from that, no new ratings. So I've already kind of covered this in my video yesterday. So Bank of America, analyst has 37% success rating, did give a $5 hold. So again, that came out yesterday. So on the actual chart itself, so with it at 439, it is exactly on this 50-day moving average, which is right now at $4.40. So an absolute amazing kind of scenario is if it closes above that. So let's say if it closes even at 441 going into next week, that's going to make the world of difference. So let me know your viewpoint on that, but it is above the ALMA, showing some signs that it does want to continue to move higher. And all of this momentum did start from, as I kind of shared with you, that very big abnormal transaction that occurred on the dark pool. So on the exact same day, same time, so same entity, something happened with Lucid. So there is some connection, I feel like, that is going to be coming. It's just what? That is the $1 million question. So let me know your viewpoint on NIO. Are you buying? Are you selling? What is your general thoughts on NIO overall? And my options, I haven't done anything other than just like I stated, sold some puts, $4 strike price, and they expire, I think, next week. So they'll be expiring worthless. So easy money if you ask me. So if you have been dabbling with options, give yourself a shout out. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers. Definitely worthwhile to pop over there and take a look. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.